Welcome to Soccer Gaming, and welcome to this episode where we are going to be going over the Blunderbuss that is going to be coming out in the brand new New World update very soon. So I wanted to give you guys kind of an update on what is going on with it and why it might be so good. So if you'd like to watch that, stick around. The first thing I want to go over is just what exactly the Blunderbuss is and how it works and everything. So the Blunderbuss fires 6 shots in a blast, dealing 23% thrust damage per pellet. So unlike most of the other New World, like the musket and everything, it does not have a charged or heavy attack that deals additional damage. It's just the one attack. I don't know if it's technically light or heavy or what it is. It's just one attack. There's no like huge, heavy or small, light, anything like that. It's just one attack. So kind of going over what you're going to want to use. I have some gameplay from the PTR. If you want to go use the Blunderbuss yourself, feel free to go over to the PTR and use it before the update. But the Blunderbuss basically is a brand new unique weapon that scales primarily off of strength, and secondary is intelligence. I know I played myself. I tried strength. I tried all strength. I tried all intelligence. I tried a little bit of both, and what I found is it's really good at strength. You can use the intelligence, but once you get over 100 intelligence, it kind of just becomes void. Running the all strength and maybe like 100 intelligence might work for you. I also tried the straight all strength and it hit pretty hard. So just messing with those to try to figure out what you want to do with your build and kind of what you can use with them, which is kind of the next thing, what you're going to use with the Blunderbuss. If you're going like an all strength build, feel free to use the Great Axe. The Great Axe is strength as well, and it's great pairing because you get both the strength and you get the strength with the Blunderbuss hits and the Great Axe hits. Kind of going in the future, you can use your gravity well to kind of suck them in and use it. And then the Blunderbuss also has a claw shot that could basically bring you to them, and then you can blow them up with a Blunderbuss. So that's a pretty good pairing there. The Warhammer solely is on strength as well. So again, this kind of thing with the Warhammer, with the crowd control, locking down your opponent, shooting with a Blunderbuss. You could do the Hatchet. The Hatchet is the kind of the fast pace play style, and it's primarily strength as well. So you can also kind of do that. It might be pretty good if you use the Hatchet's Berserk, letting you kind of stay in close situations and not necessarily die instantly. The other big one is the Ice Gauntlet, because the Ice Gauntlet scales off of intelligence. And so the way that people are using the Ice Gauntlet with all of the freezing stuff that you can do in the ice wall, you can kind of use the Ice Gauntlet and then jump up close and get them with the Blunderbuss. The last one I would use with it would probably be the Fire Staff, and the Fire Staff kind of does the mid-range battle mage with the Blunderbuss. Is kind of, I would say the Blunderbuss is a close mid-range weapon, meaning if I went mid-range, I would say the Fire Staff, the Life Staff is kind of a mid-range type of weapon. And then you got the long-range weapons with your bow and your musket, but this isn't, you have to be closer than a Fire Staff, but you don't have to be up in their business. So kind of going over the enemy types to find out what the Blunderbuss is strong against and weak against. And I kind of did some stuff with this as well, just kind of running in the different mob types, seeing what kind of damage I'm dealing and all that good stuff. And so the Corrupted is going to take 20% more damage from the thrust attacks. Again, this does thrust attacks, so if you look at that, you can find out what it does better against. It does good against Beast as well, doing 20% more with thrust attacks. Angry Earth, it takes 15% less damage from thrust attacks, and Lost is 15% less damage from thrust attacks as well. Now, what I will tell you is kind of just scaling them however you want. Basically, what I was doing is about 400, high 400, low 500 when I had it all maxed out at strength. I was doing like 580s, 590s, and you're getting the 6 shots there. So you're basically doing 2k plus damage every shot. You get 2 shots every like second or 2. So you're basically looking at 4k damage right up in your face, especially if you're hitting headshots or whatever with the crits. This is definitely going to be a strong weapon to use if, again, you're wanting that kind of mid-range but close-range type of strength attack. So to go over the mastery trees of the blunderbuss, there's 2 sides as always. One side is containment, the other side is chaos. Now the containment side is what I kind of used more, and what I kind of felt like you could do better in the end. There's a couple of things in here, like the net. There's a net shot, and it fires a large net that basically deals a small amount of damage and slows the enemy when it is hit. There's a claw shot, which is it shoots a grappling hook, and you have to be within 20 meters ish from them. And basically what you do is you inflict root, and then it pulls you towards the target. You cannot use the claw shot against anything other than a person, because if you use it like to try to climb a wall or whatever, it doesn't work. It only grabs on, and the claw only grabs on to other players. The last ability in the containment tree is the Azoth Shrapnel Blast, and basically you use the first 5 shots in a cone in front of you, and it will push yourself back a short distance, so you kind of get the shot and evade type of thing. And each shot deals 58% weapon damage, with the damage dropping off 15% each consecutive hit on the same target. And as you go through the tree, you're going to go from like 4 to 9 pellets or 5 to 9 pellets on cooldowns and everything. The key passive or ultimate trait is called Unload, and it allows a blunderbuss to fire a total of 9 pellets versus the default 6 in a 6-second window. And you can stack this up to 2 times. And then the remaining passives in this skill give you additional damage, stamina, and cooldown reductions. The next thing is chaos, and when I ran full strength, I ran chaos like throughout the thing, and found a couple of ones I would use. The chaos tree focuses on keeping distance and bombarding area with explosive AoE damage. And the 3 active abilities in this tree are the Splitting Grenade, the Mortar Charge, and the Blast Shot. The Splitting Grenade fires a bouncing grenade that detonates after a short duration. And then once it detonates, 1 grenade will become 3 mini grenades and blow up, and they do some pretty decent damage. The Mortar Charge unloads the blunderbuss with heavy canisters instead of firing the default pellets for the next 15 seconds. Your next 3 shots, basically like a noob tube if you played it Call of Duty, your next 3 shots will shoot out of the canister as like a grenade launcher, and it does a lot of damage. It does about 1,600 to 2,000 per damage. You get 3 shots for every, I'd say 5 seconds it takes you to go through them, but you can definitely blast some enemies away with that. Then you got the Blast Shot, and that's kind of your crowd control ability. Once you use it, it fires out a blast of wind that will knock down any target immediately in front of you and deal reduced weapon damage. So if it's kind of like doing the sweeping leg kick or whatever with the spear. It knocks them down so that you can get up in their grill and take advantage of being close. And the key passives or ultimate in the chaos tree are called Double Down, and when this is up, the ability you use can be cooldown reduced by 50%, and this happens every 30 seconds. And then the remaining passives in this tree are around the cooldown reduction, increased damage, and damage mitigation. So after playing this for about 2 or 3 hours, just ran it against people, ran it in OPR, found that the abilities on it, I feel like there's like 2 or 3 abilities on this that are actually helpful. The Mortar Charge is good, the Splitting Grenade's good. It's just hard you have to pick a play style and you have to go with that. I feel like both sides are very different play styles. You could be the chaos where you're just unloading on damage DPS, or you could be the containment, which you're helping kind of keep people where they need to be. But I feel like if you do that, you almost need to run it with a strength build, and you almost need to run it with Raid Axe and the Gravity Well and stuff like that, kind of helping your teammates out, holding them down, kind of reducing stuff, and then just taking shots when you have it. But I ran it for about 2 to 3 hours, and an OPR was kind of fun. I did find it a little difficult because you have to be careful about getting too close but far enough away, because it only hits from about 20 meters to 15 meters away, I think, is about how far you could be away and still get hits. So you have to be close, and it's not like a weapon you can just like stand back from and just kind of take pop shots. You really got to be up in there close, so you really need another weapon with you that's going to help you, either Gravity Hammer, or if you're running Great Axe or whatever you're running, you need to be able to use them simultaneously. You can't really use this as your main weapon. So I hope this review was good. If you feel like it, go on to the PTR, play with it. It's a lot of fun to play with, kind of mix match the strength and intelligence and all that good stuff to try to find the best abilities you can with this brand new weapon coming out soon. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit that red subscribe button, because I will continue to have some new world content coming out very soon. Till next time, Slacker out.